Today we are counting down the top 10 discs that every beginner should try. Starting with number 10, we have the Mako 3 from Innova. The Innova Mako 3 has the numbers 5500, and it is just an absolutely laser beam, straight flying mid-range that any person can pick up and start throwing right out of the box. This is also a really good disc that you can be adaptable with because Innova has so many different plastics. You can start with their base plastics and see them fly straight and turn a little bit to the right, or you can go with their more premium plastics like Champion Plastic is the one that I'm throwing. You can see it's a straight flyer to, if you have a little bit more torque on it, it's going to turn to the right for you, which is a really important thing to learn how to do. A great shot shaping disc coming in at number 10. At number 9, we're sort of shifting gears here to a 9-speed driver. We have the Lift. The reason the Lift is on the list, and I know a lot of people are going to say that beginners should not use drivers whatsoever, but this is sort of more for the upper end of beginners who are just now starting to get into drivers. If you're in this sort of category of in between upper end beginner and an intermediate player, this is going to be a bomber disc. The numbers are 9, 5, -1, 2, and this thing flies so far. It's a great disc. If you throw it straight, it's gonna fly straight. If you throw it on this hyzer angle, it's going to stay on hyzer. You can throw it on anhyzer. It's going to hold the anhyzer, and then when you start to get more power, it's a great sort of hyzer flip up disc that's going to fly straight, maybe get a little turn and fade back at the end. It is an absolute bomber disc when you get a hold of it, so we're going to recommend the Lift. I know it's a little bit more stable when it's a driver, but we wanted to include at least a couple of discs that have a little bit of stability, so this isn't just the top 10 understable discs. Moving into number 8, we have the Lone Star Discs Armadillo. The Lone Star Discs Armadillo is a very unique disc. The speed is 1. It's a 1201 are the flight numbers. 1-speed discs are a very niche, kind of unique thing that are taking over the world right now, and we have found that the Armadillo is one of the best ones in this category. It's kind of like a Berg, but an actually good disc. I can't say that. The Armadillo is a laser straight disc that's not going to have too much speed or glide to it, so it's great for those who are not really jump putting from that 75 to 100 foot mark, but would rather take a safe run at the basket and have a sort of fuller motion throw instead of a jump putt. That's sort of what this disc is made for, and it's going to fly straight. If you get a hold of it a little more, it'll turn to the right, but this is also a disc you can shot shape with when it's sort of a shorter look. We definitely recommend the Lone Star Armadillo. Coming in at number 7, we actually have our highest speed disc on the list. We have the H4 V2. The numbers on this are 10, 5, -2, 1.5, but this thing will get you the distance of a 12 speed when you are a beginner. It's super understable. It's very workable. Prodigy has really good plastics when they can kind of control their flashing, their sharp rims. They have really incredible molds, really nice plastic, and this is going to be a unique spot in your bag as a beginner. This 10-speed slot is one that is really good for a lot of people to not move past for a while until they really figure out drivers. So like we said, it's good to figure out your putters and your mids, then work through fairways. And if you want a first real distance driver, the H4 V2 is going to be a great pick for you. Coming in at number 6, we have the Latitude 64 Saint. This is our other disc that has a little bit of stability to it. The numbers are 9, 7, -1, 2. But this is an awesome disc because it is one that you can grow with as a beginner. They actually had them in this year's Trilogy Challenge, which is a tournament that Dynamic Discs sort of sponsors and promotes, where you get 3 discs and you just go out and play a tournament using only the 3 discs. They're made a little bit more for beginners, but they do have some stability to them. If you are like just starting out in drivers, this is going to be a little bit overstable for you, meaning it's going to fade to the left if you're a righty, to the right if you're a lefty. But as you sort of gradually figure out how to throw it, you gain a little bit of arm speed. It's going to be a really straight flyer. You're going to get a lot of distance on it. In my opinion, the 9 speed is not quite accurate. It flies a little bit more like a 7 speed. It does have a ton of glide. Latitude 64 likes to put this 7 glide on things when that might be a little bit of an over-exaggeration, but it does have some really nice glide. And it's also a disc that's going to hold whatever line you put it on. If you put it on this angle anhyzer, it's going to hold the anhyzer. If you put it on this hyzer angle, it'll hold the hyzer. You can throw it straight, but like I said, it's a disc you can grow with and learn how to shot shape with it. You can throw it on forehand or backhand. Very versatile, a lot of plastics, and I know it is a little bit more on the stable side, but it is important to learn how to throw overstable discs as a beginner, so we're definitely going to recommend the Latitude 64 Saint. Coming in at number 5, we have another Latitude 64 disc. We have the Fuse, and this disc is coming in with the numbers of 5, 6, 0, 1, and this one truly does have a 6 glide. Beginners are going to pick up this disc right out of the box and be able to figure out how to throw it straight, maybe get a little right turn out of it, but it's not so understable that it's going to burn to the right or to the left really hard either way. It comes in really good plastic. Something important to note with Latitude 64s, they're really good with their quality control. When you buy a Latitude 64 disc, especially in their premium plastics, they're gonna last for a long time. They're not gonna have sharp rims. And the Fuse in particular is a very beginner-friendly disc. Just check out all of Jonathan's videos and he'll show you. You can get a ton of distance with these. They're really cool discs. Coming in at number 4, we have the Axiom Proxy. The Proxy is 3.3 -1.0, and depending on what plastic you get, can be used as both as a putter and also a thrower. It's going to be more of an understable thrower, but the premium plastics it comes in is going to sort of hold its stability really well. These plastics out of MVP Axiom Streamline are really cool if this is going to be your first overmold disc, meaning there's like a layer of plastic on the rim that's different from the flight plate. Overmolds are very unique and have a very comfortable hand feel to them, so this is a great way to get entry into that whole world of discs. This is also a throwing putter that you'll be able to get pretty good distance with. It's gonna feel almost like a mid-range when you're throwing it, but it's also a disc you're gonna be able to putt with. You'll get a lot of miles out of the Proxy using it as a 1-disc round disc. You'll be able to use it in a variety of different circumstances. So especially as a beginner, that's huge because you want to get as much value out of your disc as possible. And that's why we're recommending the Proxy. Now we're moving into our top 3. Before we jump into the top 3, I want to just remind you guys to subscribe. We're getting really close to 20,000 subscribers. And when we hit that, we're giving away a Discmania Cloud Breaker. We're giving away a Castaplast CAC Z, and we're even giving away a Discmania Full Tilt, all when we hit 20K. I'm also going to be doing a tournament using only 1 disc that you guys are going to get to vote on. I'm super excited about that, so be sure to subscribe. Also, let us know in the comments below what you think the absolute best discs that beginners need to try are. If you're a beginner and none of these discs interest you, be sure to check out the comments down below because there will be a bunch of people letting you know what the best discs are. We love creating a place where discussion can happen. So yeah, be sure to let us know what discs should have made the list, what discs are your favorite on the list, and we're gonna jump into number 3. At number 3 on the list, we have possibly one of Swanky Disc Golf's favorite discs ever. We have the Discmania Essence. The Discmania Essence comes in at 8.6 -2.1, and if this is your first driver as a beginner, you're gonna find distance that you never thought you had. This is a very understable disc, meaning if you're a right-handed player, it's gonna wanna turn to the right, but once you figure out how to throw it on these angles, you're gonna be able to get a full flight out of a disc. If you've never gotten a full flight out of a disc, meaning you threw it on this hyzer angle, it came up to flat, flew straight, turned to the right, got that nice S curve out of it, and then came back a little at the end. Pick up in Essence because you'll be able to see it. The whole Evolution line from Discmania is really good, and the Essence is probably their best beginner disc. We get asked these questions a lot when it comes to beginner disc selection, and we're always recommending the Essence as a beginner fairway driver. But even moving into your intermediate skill levels, it's great for shot shaping. You can throw it on knifing hyzer and get turn out of it. Really incredible disc coming in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, we have the Clash Discs Soda. In a similar vein, but one less speed than the Essence, the Clash Disc Soda is 7.5 -2.1, and it is an incredible shot shaping disc. This one is also really unique in that Clash Discs plastic is so smooth and it has this rounded rim. The comfortability in the hand is one of the reasons why we're giving it such a high ranking on this list. They never have sharp rims. This disc has really good glide on it. You're gonna get it to turn right. You're gonna get it to hold hyzer lines if you throw it on a lot of hyzer. It's also a disc you can grow with. It's a little bit more, I don't want to say more overstable, but it's definitely not as understable as the Essence, and it's going to be a big distance fairway driver if it's your first fairway driver. And as you grow with it, it's going to turn into a shot shaper, or it's going to turn into a roller disc that's high quality. Their plastic lasts a very long time. You can't go wrong with the Clash Disc Soda. Coming in at number 1, we have none other than the Discraft Buzz SS. The numbers on this thing are 5.4, -2.1. Honorable mention to the Discraft Meteor because that is also an incredible beginner mid-range. We give the Buzz SS a little bit of an edge on its hand feel. The Buzz SS is one of the most seamless mid-ranges you will ever pick up. It feels exactly how a disc golf disc should feel. It's one of the most versatile discs in the game. People are throwing them from beginners all the way up to professionals. So like we've said with a couple other discs, this one especially, the Buzz SS, is one you're gonna be able to grow with and learn how to throw in different circumstances for different skill levels. And that is why it is #1 on the list. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Stay swanky.